here, girl. I know you think it's a game, but it is absolutely not, okay? This is the energy supplement from Just Move Supplements. That's right. It's damn near all gone, girl. And that's because I had to get that energy up so I can complete the workout, so I can give y'all this body, this transformation, get into it, okay? And I'm done working out now, so that's why we're moving on to the protein shake. Oh yes, it's already in there, girl. It's already made right here. This is the mixture of the banana pudding, the chocolate cake, and the buttercream cupcake. And you really want to be fancy, you can go ahead and add that blueberry muffin if that's what you want to do, girl. But for me, it's these three right here, okay? You put that with some almond milk, you mix it all up in honey, okay? Your muscles have gained life, new energy, agility. Get into it, okay? Just Move Supplements. Thank you very much. Hold up, Chief. Okay, don't forget about that TLC NutriBurst to get that multivitamin power, because we all need a little extra. And child, if you want that sea moss that go down smooth, don't come up rough, okay? Get into the TLC Nautica sea moss. Yes, get that from me. And child, if your stomach hurt and you need to move some things around so you can be free, okay, go ahead and get that ISO tea down below in the description box. Get it all from me. Come on in, come on in, come on in, not come on in, not come. Sorry, y'all know I'm weird, whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Hey folks, what's going on? Okay, so let me explain why this is happening this way. So because YouTube, likes to flag all the lives lately, I've decided that I was going to make this live only for my members in my Patreons, okay? And after we're done with this portion of the video, I'm gonna leave it unlisted. I'm going to make sure it's approved first, and then I'll make it public for everybody else. But we will move on to Love and Marriage Huntsville in another link that I'm going to send to you guys. And that will still just be us, okay? But I decided that I still wanted to do the live, the live way of doing my videos. And why not make it so that, it's just us, okay? So, I only see y'all's opinions about this situation, because once it's over, I don't read the comments. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to see everybody. I'm happy y'all are here. I'm going to give y'all a little moment to gather y'all selves and come into the room, y'all. Thank you. Okay, listen, me and my homegirl went shopping yesterday, and I got new makeup because, my skin is trying to attack me. So it's time to pull out the makeup again, girls, because I just hate for my videos to look like I'm not, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not, but I want to look that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not my best, but I don't want to look that way. So yes, we got some Makeup Forever, and it actually does look really good on camera in comparison to what it looks like for me in real life. I was like, am I bronzed? Am I tanned? But it looks all good, good one color. Okay. We're working it out. Okay. But yes, I am so happy to see. Yeah, it's Makeup Forever lipstick as well. And a little blush, okay? So yes, y'all. Yeah, it usually happens when the seasons change. I usually go through this breakout period, okay? Which reminds me, thank you so much. I just ate something, so let's take the skin medication, child, so this shit can go away. I can't. Okay. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into family or fiance, because this episode was very, very interesting, you guys. Normally, we're dealing with domestic violence from the standpoint of a man, you know what I'm saying, being domestic violence to a woman. But in this situation, it's both of them beating the hell out of each other and trying to kill each other. And you guys, I know about these relationships. You guys. I actually lost a cousin to this type of relationship. And she did end up stabbing and killing my cousin. And they used to fight all the time. And she didn't have to serve any jail time because the police had been called to their home so often over the years for both of them. They both have been put in jail several times for domestic violence, and they kept getting back. One of the police was like, all right, so when one of y'all end up, with something else happening, we're not we're not doing all that extra. That was already kind of understood, and they kept getting back together, until eventually she stabbed my cousin to death. So this actually was like, wow. People, as much as y'all, I definitely understand the society larger picture of how men being violent against women is a bigger problem. But I also understand on the interpersonal level and in relationships and in certain communities, like women can be just as abusive, just as violent, just as toxic as the men can be. Okay. And that's basically what played out with Tyra and McCory. And there's always, listen, you love when there's always the sister that comes into the place with all of the Iyanla, Oprah, understanding of what needs to happen here. Like, I really appreciated the sister. I think her name was Joy. Joy came in here and wrecked shop. Every time they thought they were going to be on bullshit, Joy was like, stop it. They're on bullshit. We're not doing this. Every time. And even though people may look at her attitude like it was, maybe brash, or she was coming off really aggressive or whatever, but she was telling the truth about what their relationship really, really is. You know what I'm saying? And their relationship is toxic on both ends, but they're very physically and sexually attracted to each other. That's normally how these things go. Like, you don't stay in a relationship with someone who's abusing you for fun. Like, no, you stay. Well, it's kind of fun, but it always goes back to the sex. It always goes back to the sex. And we actually saw that this episode. I don't think we've ever seen them show us a couple at night in the bed. And they showed us them at night in the bed. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and go through the notes, right? So Tara and McCory, they met 2019, I believe. He jumped in her car at the gas station, and she was like, oh my God, get out of my car. And I'm like, dude, first of all, let's start there. You could have got tasered, pepper sprayed, stabbed, shot, anything, jumping in a woman's car at a gas station. Are you crazy? Like, let's start there. So this idea that McCory is, some victim that's been corrupted by Tara, let's start off right there. Or Tyra, whatever. Let's start off right there. Because right there, I feel like you're already coming into the situation, okay, a little litty, okay, as far as I'm concerned, okay? They got engaged 1 year after getting together. And the reason why they got together was because of his persistence, which means, hi, crazy man, meet crazy woman, okay? Like that's exactly what happened here, okay? So they got engaged and the issues got worse and worse. You know why? Ownership. Once two people have decided that the relationship is more serious, they're now responsible for one another in a way that was not felt when they were just fucking around. And this relationship started off as them fucking around. I mean, they went out and had sex in a car on their first date. So this relationship was supposed to be physical. McCory started off lying about his kid. She didn't find out until 4 months into the relationship that he had a child. So let's, Joy, my love, okay, beloved, even though I understand where you're coming from with understanding the sexual dynamics and how that controls your brother is very much the person that is engaging in this relationship. She may bring out the worst in him, but the worst is already present in the first damn place. Okay. So I just want to, I want to say that because I feel like even though both of them are doing the same thing, a lot of the energy was directed towards Tara or Tyra, whatever, because Tyra controls him with sexual energy. Like as if men have nothing to gain out of this situation. You know what I'm saying? The sexual aspect of it. Like they don't use their sex as well. Like it's just, anyway, but I understand though. I do understand the way women will their sex and the way it can be used in a way to control. Sex is a weapon. We've heard it before, but I also feel like I don't like the way that sounds because I feel like that really takes responsibility away from men to be responsible for their own actions. Like turning to Tyra to tell her, you and I know he's not going to stop seeing you, even though this relationship is abusive. So you need to be responsible and let him go. And really what that is don't call him again because you know when you call, he gonna come. Okay. So don't call him. And I did understand that. So she doesn't trust him. They've been together for 3 years. She feels like he is hiding his baby mama. And he says the reason why she has not met his daughter in the 3-year relationship is because of her anger issues. And I think it's because you don't take the relationship seriously in a way. That can also be antagonizing to someone who obviously is already volatile. You know what I'm saying? Like she feels a lot of rage. She does. But I feel like he knows how to present it in a way where he's kind of more so in control of himself in some moments, because I feel like they were trying to make it seem like it was just her. And then in this moment, you can tell that she's trying to not say that things have gotten physical between the two of them. And he has hit her before out of nowhere. He says that, no, I've hit her after she's hit me over and over and over again. And I'm like, see, now we're conflating all of the times that y'all have put y'all hands on one another. And I do believe that there absolutely have been times where she was hitting him out of anger and he hit her ass back. But after a while, you're getting to a point where you're now answering the anger you receive from her, or however you feel about her. Now you're answering that with the same type of physicality that she's answering, her anger with. So you're doing the same thing. And then you're trying to make it seem like it's all on her that this relationship has become physically abusive because she introduced it, because that's what she grew up seeing. To me, I feel like he had to have grown up seeing that too in some capacity for him not to run away from that type of relationship. If he was really mentally healthy or in a better space, the way they tried to make it seem, if he was so much the better person before Tara came into the picture, then he should have been able to back away from that situation. But that's not what he did. He dived even deeper into the situation. It really took this situation for him to realize that he needed to not be in the relationship for real. But it don't really matter. It don't really matter. Because ultimately they did all of this talking. The family talks about how they really need to stop seeing each other. They both need to go in therapy. They act like they understand that. And then the sister calls it out as their own bullshit. They're on bullshit. They're acting like they're going to get themselves together, but they really aren't. Okay. So at dinner, Tara says that she feels like she just wants to work on herself and she just wants to, break up. And he was like, I don't understand what you're saying. Like, what you mean? Like, what you trying to say? And I was like, this is when he loses his shit. Did you notice it at the table? Lost his shit, right? But everybody's going to then continue to act like it's something that she's bringing out of him, because after he lost his shit and everybody's at the table asking him to be honest about it, they admit that she has stabbed him. I didn't like the way he inflated the story. She said it was a knife. He said it was a sword. I said, nigga, if it was a sword, I feel like you would have needed stitches with some hospital time. Like, she stabbed you with a knife, and it was probably because y'all got into some type of altercation and she felt like she had to protect herself. What did she say? She said that he smacked her and she saw blood, and so she cut his ass. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds like how these domestic violence, abusive, toxic relationships go. A woman says something, the man or the woman says something, and then the reaction is physical. And then after that, we have to one up that physical. So you just smack me and I see blood. Well, nigga, now you got to get stabbed because I'm going to need to see blood from you too. Okay? That's the mentality, y'all. That's why certain people I had to leave alone. Because I was definitely going down that path to step. And I tell y'all that all the time. I tell y'all, I listen, I understand the mindset of it all. And I also understand why, after all the crying, all the screaming and howling, they get in the bed together that night and she starts kissing on him. And what happens? Sex. Now we get up the next morning and we're trying to act as if everything is okay, but everything is not okay. It's all fake. It's all fraudulent. And Tara was very scary to me because of the way she turns it on and off. I need for her to be 100% honest in her feelings at all times instead of this, oh, hi, everything's fine. Girl, that is scary as fuck for you to be like that in one moment and then all of a sudden you're shifting to the other side of the sofa and shit is getting serious. Bitch, you need to be in therapy consistently every week so that you can be better. Because you can't tell me that you are not giving this same angry shit to your kids. And y'all, it is not healthy at all to be this angry like this. Both of them are out of control of themselves, but like they both need to get this together for the sake that they both have kids. She's the mother. To me, it seems like her kids are with her. With him, it seems like his daughter is with the mother. So she absolutely has to get herself together because she's the one that's really responsible in the household on a day-to-day basis for her child. So she needs to get this together. Tracy says they need to break up for real, and that's what they say they're going to do. The family thinks it's bullshit. They take the rings off. He leaves the house first. They act like it's over. When we get the update, in the update, Tyra isn't answering. McCory is saying that he has not talked to Tyra since they left, but the family says they're lying, they're back together. And I said, either they're going to fix it in the relationship or they're going to end up physically harming each other and it might end up being fatal. And that would be extremely sad. That would be extremely upsetting, not only to their family, their children, to their friends, all because they could not get control of themselves and of this attraction, this addiction, and this toxicity to, this relationship. Like, it's definitely an addiction. Like, if anybody has understood relationships in the form of an addiction, like to the point where you get sick because it's fucked up, and then you start to notice that pull, it's a push and pull that's happening, right? Or if you're always arguing, that we're arguing, we're fighting, then we have sex and we're on a high and it's the best feeling in the world, and then the fight again, and then the frustration because you know that it's the cycle, and then you go through the whole cycle again. Like, that shit is extremely tiring, y'all. You age yourself so much going through that shit in relationships on a day-to-day basis. You have got to let it go. Child, okay? The physicality of it all, but you have got to let it go, child. Let me see what y'all saying in these comments, okay? So, and it made me mad she wanted to have sex. He looked like he wasn't in the mood. He did not look like he was in the mood at all, especially after he just cried his eyes out and revealed to the table the abuse going from both parties. Exactly. Who jumps in a random person's car like the hell? That was like, because I definitely would have tased him for real. Her panani is something else. She slept with him, then came back happy. Didn't she? Succubus. I said this relationship started on BS. It absolutely did. The only thing keeping them together is sexual tension, the sexual tension between them. Yes. I really want to know what Tara's childhood was like. She must have like she said it was abuse, but it must be like some real deal abuse. Like, did y'all see when she wanted to make herself a sandwich and he was like, I'm not hungry, and she was like, but you eat when I eat. No, bitch. No. No. Not really. Not if he doesn't want to. What is the problem? Child, I'm crazy, you crazy, so let's be crazy together. That's a recipe for disaster, but that's what it is. Her name is Journey, but Joy for short works. I know who we talking about. Oh, you know them, Tay? Okay. I didn't like how she tried to make Tyra seem like an evil painted city temp. Yes, it's very much, what did they call a Delilah, giving that energy. Child, throw both of them away because they're not good for each other. Oh, his sister was laying it all on at Tyra's feet, but her brother was using that same sexual energy. Tyra was straight up about everything. He and his family put everything on her. McCory is very slick and deceitful. I saw that from the beginning. Okay, the beginning. I can't stand when family members place blame all on their family significant other, especially when your family member be on the same BS. Exactly. I don't think he was serious at all. I think he didn't like how he looked in front of everyone and wanted to seem like he was the bigger person. Yes, which is why I feel like he inflated the story when he got stabbed, tried to put it all on her. He is very much being a part of making it seem as if she is the villain. He said he did get stitches, but he was going overboard saying sword. Yeah, no, I said hospital time. I know you had to get stitches. You get stitches for a cut. You get stitches for a regular kitchen knife cut. But for a sword, you would have needed antibiotics and some type of, lay your ass down in the hospital bed time if somebody put a sword through any part of your body. I know and a manipulator, when I see one, that man is definitely one. She definitely needs help. They lying. Yes, I don't. Of course, yes. I don't know why the word manipulative was slipping my mind. I wonder, is he a Scorpio? Ooh, McCory clearly sold his story to his sister as the victim. Tyra seems to have come from extreme abuse. Yes, I think Tyra slightly opened when she was talking with Journey, but when she felt like Journey could see through her, she closed up and shut down her real emotions. The only fix is not to be together. But child, it don't seem like they gonna fix it. I hope I won't see them on Snap anytime soon, or for my man, or Fatal Attraction. I was here, I was so here for the sister calling them out on ABS. And then Tara brother and friend was like, here she go again. But somebody needed to say it because they was on some BS. Yeah, no, I'm glad she said it. But I think everybody doesn't like the fact that it's always being pointed at Tyra instead of being pointed at McCory as well for being an aggressor in a situation, where he's the man. No, I don't know them. I mean, she checked him at the table. She absolutely checked him at the table. But it was like as time went on, she got more comfortable placing the responsibility on Tyra. No, I don't know them. The sister name is Journey, not Joy. I'm just saying I know what you meant. Oh, okay. I feel like I might have been sexually abused as its signs include hypersexuality. Oh, wow. Scorpios are passionate about everything. That's not Scorpio behavior. They are straightforward. I'm sure you meant. Well, yeah, y'all, they still together though, so it is what it is. But let's go ahead and move on from there, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all to like this video. Okay. So y'all about to move on to Ready to Love. I hope y'all got a chance to see our interview with nephew Tommy. For the Ooh Ladies first panel, it was on Jamie That's Me's channel. It was a really good time, really good interview. He really gave a great interview. Hope y'all got a chance to see that. Journey seems to be speaking from personal experience. She seems to relate Tyra from a personal space. Oh, I definitely think she was reading her down to some degree. I do. There was definitely some type of understanding happening there, but I just kind of feel like, yeah, but your brother though. Little bit. Just a little bit, your brother though. Okay. But yes, y'all, let's go ahead and move into Ready to Love. So I have now marked out everybody that is no longer a part of the show, including the ones who will let go on this episode. Okay. Excuse me, hold on. All right, okay, here we go. So there is a pool party. And Corey is leaving love notes for Courtney all over the pool party, y'all. And it was like, Corey, what's going through your head, sir? Talk to me, sir. What did you think was going to happen? You're dating multiple women at this pool party. Why did you think you were going to be able to drop little love letters for one specific woman around the whole pool party as if everybody wasn't going to find out and start talking about it? You are stupid for that. And then to have conversations with these very intelligent women and tell them they're not seeing what they're seeing because they didn't see it. Boy, bye. Boy, bye. Do not insult our intelligence in this way. Like, do better. You want to try so hard on dates, try a little bit harder when it comes to not portraying yourself as an asshole. Do us that favor. Try a little hard there. Okay? Anyway, y'all, there are two new singles. Sydney, and I didn't add her and him to this. I will. I did not add them, but I will next time. But either way, they are in this little screenshot. Oh wait, no, they're not in this screenshot. You know why? Because I changed it. But hold up. I have a screenshot for y'all though. Okay. Because I absolutely wanted to be able to assess the situation. You know what I'm saying? So this is the young woman. Her name is Sydney, and I feel like she came through like a wrecking ball, bitch. That's my opinion, firmly planted into the ground. She came through like a wrecking ball. She's gonna take all the men from you hoes. I don't know the melody of the song and I don't care. She's really pretty. She's really pretty. She had a very like chill type personality. She seemed very open. She definitely seemed like a spiritual person, someone who was in touch with trying to become a better them. You know what I'm saying? Like she was just giving off a very positive, alluring energy. And so that attracted a lot of the men. And if you ask me, there were a lot of women when she walked out with her hip all out that seemed to be pressed. They may not have acted pressed, but they were pressed. Okay. And this is Sean, the new guy. And the men were a little pressed. They shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. But they were a little bit. Okay, this guy is giving boho chic. He's giving boho chic. Because he's clean, but he looks like he's a little dirty. You know what I'm saying? Or like, he just like he's a bum. I don't know. He may not be a bum. I'm not gonna say it like that. Okay, because they did say that he, had a business, but he said he was an artist, and it made us feel like he didn't have a job. Like it made us feel like hobo chic, hobosexual. Like, come get this dick so I can sleep at your house and wash my clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope that's not what it is, but that's the vibe that it was giving off a little bit. But Sydney was the one that was really, doing something. I don't feel like he's going to be there that long. Like, they could have gotten somebody else. Like, we needed y'all to come through with like a Mike from first season. We needed y'all to come through with somebody big and fine and a little younger, like somebody that was going to give like Dante and Cornelius and Naeem a run for their money. And I feel like he didn't do that. Like, that's not what he came to do. But see, when Sydney came into the room, Sydney gave everybody a run for their ducats. Okay, so I just kind of feel like, what's going on here? I think Newman said, I have that outfit when Sydney came out. Not a bum, not a bum, like not a bum, but a little bit of a bum. Camille was pressed. I think Camille is pressed just in general, like a fucking panini, okay? Just pressed in general. But I really felt more of a press, or I'm not even gonna say a press, but y'all, Ticia's body language really, really bothers me. Like, and not in a real way, but just in the way that I noticed that she looks so uncomfortable a lot of the time. And when I really noticed it when a new girl came out and she was standing there with her shoulders up around her ears. And I was just like, girl, Regine it, stick them titties out. Like, give me something, you know what I'm saying? But she's not giving what I wanted to give, you know what I mean? But Sydney, yes, very social. very social. Okay, she was able to come into the room and just get into the conversations of it all. A person who was not intimidated, Miss Aisha, she wasn't worried. Okay, she wasn't worried, not even a little bit, not even at all. She said, "This is great. Now we can test these connections because guess what? Guess who got a connection off rip? The new girl and our boy over here, Frank." Our boy over here, Frank. Yeah, they know each other from the party scene. Okay, from the club scene. All right. So they have like a little bit of a history. But yes, y'all, back to the notes. Sean, 44, journalist, but explains that he's a creative, which sounds like he doesn't have a job. His serious face and open shirt are hilarious. Those were my notes. So Sydney, Zadia, and Camille sit down and talk with Sean. The moment when Zadia is kind of like, well, if y'all want to just have this conversation amongst yourselves, maybe we can just go over there. That was so unnecessary to me. I don't know where that came from. Sydney obviously had questions for him, and you just couldn't get a word in edgewise, and that's nobody's fault. But to me, it kind of seemed like y'all were just sitting there not really speaking, and Sydney was inquiring about him in a way that y'all were not. Like, we know Camille isn't really worried about any other man because she has her eyes set on Cornelius. She's just worried about the new girl being on Cornelius. That's the only thing she's worrying about. Okay. And Zadia, I just felt like that was so weird when she was like, "Oh, if y'all want us to leave," I was just kind of like, "Girl, chill." Like, I don't know, maybe it was just me, but I just felt like it was a weird energy when she did that. Oh, so B Stokes, you saw Ticia's body language and you thought of me when I when you saw that. Is that what you're saying? Um, so yes, y'all. Camille lets it be known that she already has a man there, and I'm like, girl, so thirsty, so fucking thirsty. Please let that man be free. Frank knows that Sydney. Oh, wait, I said that Frank knows Sydney through nightlife. They already have a connection. Tyrone and Sabrina. Tyrone and Sabrina are talking, and she says that she's really enjoyed getting to know him, and he tells her that he sees Shiloh as his wife. I said, not yet, not already. Already, Tyrone. You're already cutting off this relationship with Sabrina at the fucking knees already. Like, you haven't even been talking to Shiloh for that long. And I love the fact that Sabrina brought up that you don't even know how Shiloh feels. In order for you to be, putting the brakes on every other connection that you have, you're pushing her into a corner. And I feel like, honestly, Tyrone, it was a tool of manipulation. It was a tool of manipulation to me. Get it out, bitch. Okay. Camille is too desperate. Ticia has to go home. Her personality is coming to the forefront and it's giving negativity. Yeah, wasn't she the one that called Mumin and told Mumin about Corey putting all those notes about Courtney? I mean, for Courtney around. Uh-huh. Anyway, y'all. But I was like, yeah, Tyrone is rubbing me the wrong way with the way he's handling Shiloh. It's almost like he's trying to put a stamp on her and himself. And it is being appreciated as honesty, but it's definitely coming off as a forceful way of limiting Shiloh's experience. Okay. So, yes, y'all, Mumin and Corey were all cuddled up at the pool talking. And Courtney is close by. She's over there talking to Walter, but I definitely noticed her looking in their direction a few times. I was like, oh, look at you. Look at you. Anyway, Corey jokes about putting Mumin in the friend zone. And I was just like, you're already feeling that way. You already have put Courtney as your number one and Mumin is your backup plan, which is why we haven't even really heard you talk about her when y'all are in the men's lounge. But we see you spending a lot of time with her and trying to convince her that she's special. Corey is going to dismantle, and I'm going to enjoy every moment of it. Because for some reason, he's been able to convince these women that he's not the grimy snake in the grass that he really is. It's amazing. Cornelius talks to Sydney, and Camille has a temper tantrum in front of everybody. She calls him a country bumpkin. She calls him stupid. She says he's naive, and she feels like he has her looking stupid. I said, no, Camille, you have yourself looking stupid. This is a dating show. This is a dating process. He is supposed to be talking to Sydney. He is supposed to be talking to any of these women that he wants to talk to. You're supposed to be trying to get to know other men right now instead of stalking him and trying to put a chokehold on a man's neck that you don't even know that well. You are doing too much, entirely too much. And it is like really, really embarrassing for you to demean, degrade, and go in on that man in this manner because you can't deal with the fact that he is actually showing interest in other women, which is what he is supposed to be doing during this time. It was very terrible to me to watch her call him stupid, naive, in a country bumpkin and not seeing. No, he sees that these women are interested in him. He's trying to see if he's interested in them. That's what this is. Are you lost? Did someone drop you off on the wrong stop? What's going on here? You're embarrassing yourself. Y'all are not in a relationship. Oh my God. Somebody get her together. Somebody gather her. I was like, oh my God, Cornelius needs help. Someone call 911. What's up, Devin? So yeah, Mewman noticed Corey and Courtney. So we see everyone having a good time dancing, doing, the butt, enjoying each other's company, drinking, okay? And after that, Corey goes on a date with Mewman. And she says that she got a call from Ticia about the love notes that he was sending Courtney, leaving around the pool party, okay? Like she wasn't going to be there. And he asked if she saw him do it. I didn't ask you if I saw you doing it. I asked you if you did it. So don't ask me if I saw. Did you do it? He doesn't want to answer the conversation. Lord, he doesn't want to answer the question. He asked why he's a topic of conversation for everybody. I'm like, what do you mean why you're the topic of conversation for? You left notes at the pool party that everybody was at. Like, what are you talking about? Y'all, somebody come get him. Somebody come get him. But she wants clarity. And then he throws out there, listen, I really want you to meet my parents. Not you want her to meet your parents, you big head ass boy. No, you did not. And the fact that she instantly lights up and does not see this as a tool of deflection, I just don't even know what to think about Miss Mewman. It's like, are you green? What's going on, honey? What's going on? I love the fact that she still held him to task. She wanted clarity, She wanted him to be clear on what the energy was amongst him and other women, because don't be out here making me think I'm special and I'm making you think you're special and actually prioritizing you while you're having me as a side order. Don't play me like a side order or a soybean burger bitch. Don't do it. And that's what I feel like he's trying to do. So Sydney invites Cornelius and Dante out on a double date with Camille. Why? I don't know. I feel like people should stop inviting Camille anywhere because Camille is bothered that Cornelius and Sydney shared a hug. Ma'am, I've already said what I needed to say to you. Let's move on from there. Okay. Dante and Sydney talk. Vibe. There's something happening here. Definitely something that was not happening with Carrie last episode. I feel like he was never really interested in her from the beginning. I feel like he is very much sexually attracted to Sydney, which is why he is having all this deep conversation with her that he could not seem to muster up the last time we saw him on a one-on-one date. Okay. But anyway, he said he's done some shadow work and he is looking for spiritual progression. I said, Dante, that's really cute, but it sounds like talking points for the deep chick. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you get that in Chicken Noodle Soup for the Soul book or something? Like, it just kind of feels disingenuous. Like, you know what to say. Kind of like what Corey does, copy and paste based on the particular type of chick. She's giving you boho chic, you're going to hit her with the spirituality. Like, okay, sure. Camille takes this time to apologize to Cornelius for acting a whole damn fool at that pool party and embarrassing herself and him. And he's grateful for the apology. He validates her feelings and lets her know that she is still the one he is more interested in. But at the same time, he is now weary of her. And I said, oh, he may be weary, but you don't have a problem leading her on the way you do. He knows what he's doing. He is going to hold on to her. He's going to hold on to her because he wants to be able to do whatever it is he wants to be able to do while he's on the show, right? If she's still there, then he has like a fallback. You know what I mean? Like he can move through, he'll still have her, he can get the attention of maybe, one or two other girls he can carry through to the end. It definitely feels more like manipulation than really trying to be with Camille. It just feels like, let's keep Camille here because she's so hard up for me. That way I can stay in this process for longer, as long as I have a ride or die out the gate. And that's what Camille is giving. I also feel like in real life, Cornelius may be the type of man to take advantage of, women who may feel like that about him, like lead them on, make them feel like they're more important than they really are, which makes me feel like how different is that from Corey, except for the fact that Corey is not as smooth at it. So it's just kind of making me pay attention to all of the men and the way they're moving and how it feels like a lot of it is coming off as that same copy and paste shit that Corey is talking about. It's just that Corey is less smooth at it. You know what I'm saying? He basically said that on a previous episode about Camille. Who said what, Crystal? Clarify for me, boo. Oh, Dante is giving expert level hotep. Okay, so you getting that feel too. All right, y'all. So then we saw Aisha and Sean go on a date, and they seem to be vibing, but she really isn't interested in having more children, and that's not something he's willing to cut off right now. I said, you old ass niggas always want to impregnate some young girl with a child you can't run after. Nigga, you 44 years old. You don't need to be wanting to have another child, especially if you already have children, which I believe he does. It just kind of seems like, oh, so you just want to be with some young woman so she can make you feel young. Because that's a lot of the times why old ass men that already have kids want to hold on to that possibility. Like, boy, bye. Anyway, Cornelius about keeping Camille around. Oh, he basically said that on a previous episode about Camille. Oh, okay. I didn't know he had said that. But yeah, that's what it feels like. The ladies' lounge, y'all. So Shiloh says that she has a connection with Phil and she has a connection with Tyrone. Sydney has a connection with Dante and Frank. Cecilia has a connection with Phil. Now, we haven't seen that. I'm surprised, but I'm still happy for her. Courtney says that Cornelius and Corey have been on her top. And Corey has been really sweet and putting in a lot of effort to let his intentions be known, including the love notes, which she brought with her. Mumin says that Corey said that she was his number one. And when she confronted him about the love notes with Courtney, he denied it. It was not I, said the cat. Okay. Courtney asked, well, did he ask you to meet his parents? And everybody's like, oh, because we know that he absolutely asked her to meet the parents. So how many women are going to meet the parents, Corey? Are the parents real? Or are they actors that you've paid, paid to pretend to be your parents? Like, because you get all of your references from movies and television shows. So good and goddamn well, there's a possibility that you is using TGIF 90 storylines and shit, okay? Oh, Lord. Sydney says that Cornelius gave her little brother vibes because he's goofy. Tyrone, Frank, Sean, and Corey are at the bottom. Shiloh gets emotional about liking Tyrone, but still wanting to stay in this process because right now it feels like he's pushing her into a corner to make a decision to be with him because that's the decision that he's made for himself at this point, right? That's why I said it was manipulative. It was manipulative to me because I feel like it had the desired effect to emotionally make her feel like she had to make a decision before she was ready to, right? So Courtney and Corey meet up and she holds him accountable. He says that everything that he said was from the heart, okay? And that he was honest with all of the women. He told them his truth, which technically is like saying alternative facts. You know that you were lying. Just be real about it. But he doesn't want to be real. He doesn't want to be honest, just like he wasn't real and honest with Mumin when she asked him about the love notes. Totally denying it. I don't know what you're talking about. Did you see me do it? What do you mean? Like just trying to keep the lie alive. And it's so sad. Okay, it's really, really sad. He says that he told everyone his truth, but Courtney says that he's a lying ass liar and he's not ready to love. He says that he knew that. He knew that they were going to tell him that he wasn't ready to love. Yeah, because you got caught with your dumb ass. You're sloppy. It's almost like, let me put all this effort into the date. Even though I'm playing these women, I'm not going to give them the actual respect of trying to convince them that I'm really trying to get to know them. So when they find out that I'm actually giving everybody the same story, I'm going to just be like, oh, it's unfortunate that everybody didn't get a chance to be queen for a day. I said, oh, so going on a date with you is a bitch being queen for a day? Lame ass niggas that will be goofy and humble themselves for 5 minutes for you to allow your defenses to be let down. And then what does he do? Turn out to be even like an even bigger fuckboy clown than anybody that you probably ever dealt with, because at least with those other men, you were attracted to them off rip and they didn't have to like earn your affections the way this nigga tried to earn your affections, all to then still play you like a soybean burger. I said, Corey, go the hell home. And I hope that watching this will help you make some changes. And if not, I hope it helps other women stay away from your trickster ass, because that's exactly what you are. Okay, you're a trickster. You're a jokester. You're a joke. Okay, you're not serious. Anyway, then he tries to guilt Courtney, saying that he would have thought that she would have ridden for him, thought you would have rode for me, thought you would ride for me. She says, I only ride for those who ride for me, and you damn sure wasn't riding for me. I am over this conversation. Dismissed. Okay? And then we got Shiloh and Tyrone meeting up so that somebody could let this nigga off the hook softly. And she had to cry and basically put it on the other women. But really, it was a way for her to safely get out of that situation because it felt scary, as far as I'm concerned. And even though I was honestly surprised at the way Tyrone handled it, he hugged her. He doesn't regret a thing. He understands. But I also feel like, Shiloh, he probably has you on surveillance, but I'll let it go. But that was the vibe that I got. Oh, it's all good. I'm going to go home and watch the video footage that I have set up around your apartment. Okay, that's the vibe I got. But he was a soldier about it, so we're gonna give him that. All right, let's go to the comments. What are you guys saying here? So glad Corey went home. Corey irks my soul. I was so glad those guys went home. He got his truth from a mix of the young and the restless in General Hospital. Okay, I love it, girl. I cannot believe Corey is still there. He's not. He went home. They sent two guys home last night. They sent Corey and Tyrone home. That's why he's marked out in red. He's gone. He's out of there. It seemed like you were right on their personality since the Rated Love singles review. Thank you, Quaisha. Y'all know I be trying to zap in. You know what I'm saying? With my spidey senses and shit. Yes, Bondi. I felt the same way. He probably hit her up later that night. Dog ass. Okay. He's trying to be Joe from You. Oh my God. Make it stop. All right, y'all. Yes, he's quite the type. Ain't he though? Y'all ready to move on? Y'all ready to go ahead and move on? Because I'm ready to go ahead and move on. All right. So let's hit it up right quick, and then we're gonna move on to the beginning of Love and Marriage Huntsville, shall we? All right, and we're back. Okay, Love and Marriage Huntsville. Bondi, yes, I know. I explained it at the beginning how I was doing this, okay? Because YouTube had been flagging my videos, I decided to still do this in live form instead of pre-recording it and premiering it. I decided to make it live with just you guys because it'll be unlisted, and then I can give it a chance to get approved. And then I can put it out for everybody else after the fact in order to keep them from, flagging me for too long. This is my way of trying to fix that situation. But this will be released to everyone. I'm about to send you guys the link to Love and Marriage Huntsville that we will go on right after this. That will be exclusively for you guys. So let me go ahead and do that, and do that, and do that. Okay. So I'm about to post it on Patreon. So my Patreons will get a email in a second. And y'all know that y'all have to like right click the link or whatever for y'all to like come into the chat on YouTube. That's usually how this works. Okay. So gave it to y'all there. Gave it to y'all on the Discord. And now I'm going to give it to y'all on the YouTube of it all. Okay. Okay. And there we go. All right. So, look, because see, they didn't already flagged it. It's unlisted and it's flagged already. That's what I be saying, y'all. So this way, it's unlisted and it's going to sit there like this until they approve it. And if not, then it'll just be behind a paywall and that'll force even more people to have to actually sign up. Okay, like whatever. I'm just not about to keep doing this with people. Okay. But yes, right now this is members only, but it'll be given to everybody else when it's made available on YouTube by monetization, because you know they like to play with us all the time. That's what's fun. So yeah, Love and Marriage Huntsville. So comeback group meeting, because for some reason we have to have a comeback group meeting. All right, always having to have comeback group meetings. Okay, child, I am tired of the comeback group. Kimmy wanted them all to meet up so that they can discuss dissolving it, right? But before everybody gets there, there's a conversation about Miss Wanda and Miss Vanessa getting into it last episode. And Marceau is saying that Wanda should not have come to Miss Van, insinuating things about her relationships. And if she was, you know, in a relationship with a married man, that should have never happened, because y'all know that's what Wanda came over there and said to her. You know, didn't you cheat with a married man? She was like, no. And Marceau was like, yeah, that was so wrong of her. And I'm like, Marceau, you're full of shit. It's in the tone of your voice that you're full of shit. You just want to go against Wanda, because the truth of the matter is, like Mel said, you insinuated something very similar last year with a tape about Miss Van, okay? You said that Miss Van was hunching your brother in a sex tape. You said there might be a tape out there. You insinuated that there was a tape out there of Mel's mama getting hunched on by your brother. One of the other brothers, y'all, that's not on the show. So, you know, calm down. Calm down with the going against Miss Wanda when you're on the same type of vibage as she is with your messy ass. Hold up, y'all. Oh, my computer died. I don't want my computer to die, y'all. Ugh. Y'all, Marceau is a piece of work. He's a piece of goddamn work. Ugh. So Kimmy says that they're there so that they can try to resolve the comeback group, especially after Mel and Martell dissolved Holt and Hope, okay? Because there's something in their bylaws or something like that, but they need to get it together. Mel says that she pulled out of the comeback group, and Marceau makes a joke that you can pull out and still make a baby, which somehow seemed very crass and like, oh my God, are we having these types of conversations when this one over here has a side baby and you were rumored to possibly have one? I don't know, but something about it just felt like, let's not make jokes about pulling out in kids. Like, let's just not do that right now. Mel says, speaking of babies, Martell, where are the kids? And he says, they're in your office. And she says, they're in my office. What? And he's like, oh, you don't want them to be in your office messing your new office up, huh? And she was like, oh, no, they're always here. They're always at my office. But no, I don't want my children to be in here, and I haven't spoken to my children, okay? So I'm going to go and make sure that my office is in check, okay? So she goes and speaks to her babies and kisses and hugs on her babies. And y'all, this is when I noticed that Martell had already started off with the bullshit. Other people may not perceive it this way because people have already been commenting on my little shorts that I do on YouTube that Mel comes in and starts shit, and then everybody looks at Martell like he's wrong. I want y'all to start off at the beginning and not in the middle. Yes, Mel is angry. And Mel, a lot of the times, lets it be known that her temper is short and she doesn't have patience for Martell and his bullshit. So if he says something stupid to her, she's going to bite his fucking head off. When you think about the cheating for 5 years, the disrespectful side chick, the making Mel seem like a bad mom, the trying to, act like she cheated on you the way you cheated on her. Like if you add all of that together, Mel's angst with Martell is very reasonable compared to what some other people like myself might have done to a man like Martell. I would probably be in jail. I would probably be in jail dealing with a man like Martell. Okay. I also feel like it's been less than a year that they've been divorced, and everybody is expecting Mel to be like this person that is no longer bothered by him. And I'm like, that's kind of unrealistic. That's really unrealistic, especially when you think about the fact that Mel didn't want her marriage to be over. Mary very much wanted to be with her husband. Her husband wanted to keep cheating on her. And she said, oh, no, I think not. And then the disrespect and the not wanting to take accountability and the lying and the saying she's a cheater and saying that she is neglecting her children on national television and having your nappy headed ass mammy. And I'm only saying that because those wigs are terrible, y'all. Y'all know I don't feel like that about real African hair. I'm talking about the matted wig that mama had on her head. I'm sorry, but we can call matted synthetic wigs nappy. That's not a reflection of our hair, please. Okay. His mammy and her nappy ass wigs, okay? Like the way they are on this show, trying to make it seem as if Mel has been some terrible person in this marriage with Martell, and now him having an outside baby is not that big of a deal because she was running him into the ground and she wasn't taking care of the kids and he was the only one looking after the children. I said, Martell, how were you the only one looking after the children when you had time to go and impregnate the side chick? You had to go and foster a relationship with the side chick. And Mel was the one handling the business and taking care of the household while you were out with the side chick. So please make me understand how you and your mammy gonna get on national television and make Mel out to seem like she's the bad guy after all of the harm you have done to her and y'all's family. Get the fuck out of my face. I'm tired of everybody. I'm tired of everybody acting like in some way, shape, or form, Mel and Martell are the same person and have been doing the same thing to each other. That is not true. That is the lie that Martell wants y'all to believe. But the truth of the matter is you cannot kick somebody over and over again. And then when they start fighting your ass back, everybody wants to act like both of y'all are the problem. No. Yes, March. Divorce just finalized in March. And y'all want Mel to be at this place of ignoring him and being unbothered and not being upset when somebody says she's neglecting her fucking children. I said, y'all, I don't know if I'll ever be in a space where the man I laid down and had 4 children with could say on national television that I'm neglecting those children and I'm not trying to bite his ear off like I'm Mike Tyson or some shit. Like, I don't even understand where people are coming from when they act like Mel is the one tripping out for being mad at him. I'd be like, but he's doing shit on top of what he's already done, which has been extremely detrimental to their children. And she now has to watch it happen. Now she has to be a part of why the kids are hurt because she decided that she did not want to be in a relationship, in a marriage with a cheating, disrespectful, irresponsible ass little boy masquerading as a man. Now she's the bad guy in some way, shape, or form because she doesn't want to be with him. And he did everything to get them there. Like, everybody always want to act like, hey, if a marriage breaks apart, it's 2 people. Fuck out of here. I feel like we all saw Mel forgive him, suck more dick. We didn't see that, but that's what we heard. And it wasn't about that. We know it wasn't about that because if it was really about that, we wouldn't be seeing Martell falling apart. Martell did not like the fact that Mel was the star. I feel like it always made him feel a way that she was gonna surpass him in some way. I don't understand how you can be misogynistic, but I do. You had a single mother, your daddy wasn't there, but somehow she still created in you a misogynist because y'all are talking like Mel was the problem when Mel had to go and work because Martell can't stop his mind long enough to study for a test and pass it. Y'all, Martell has ADHD or some shit. I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist, but I feel like something is wrong with Martell to the point that somebody should have took Martell to a doctor years ago to get him prescribed so that he can be on something, so he can stay calm and do what he has to do. Because you tell that he is out of control of himself. And when you talk about somebody not being able to study for a test at 40-something years old, you can't sit down and study for a builder's license when you've already been building homes for over 10 years. And you can't sit down and study for something that you already do in real life. That's because something is wrong up here. And like a lot of ignorant Black people, instead of taking y'all kids to the right doctors, y'all convince yourselves ain't nothing wrong with him. Ain't nothing wrong with him. He just need to try a little harder. He just need to study a little longer. He can figure it out for himself. No, he can't, bitch. He need help. And your ignorant ass couldn't give it to him. Just like last episode when you sat there and told him to be his own therapist. How does that make sense? Where have you ever heard that somebody could be their own therapist or their own doctor? That does not make sense, bitch. Stop telling your kids this ignorant shit because you don't want to take accountability for where you failed him. Oh my God, it made me upset. It really made me upset when you see it all play out and how it goes from generation to generation to generation, this lack of accountability. Okay? But anyway, Mel went in there to kiss them kids and hug on her kids. And when she comes back, she's angry. And she and Martell start arguing. She brings up Chris telling her that she does not. Okay, so here's the thing. They're asking her why she doesn't want to work with the comeback group. She says, I don't want to work with Martell because y'all had a meeting with Chris the realtor and y'all told Chris the realtor that y'all didn't want to work with me. Y'all made all these little comments. Chris the realtor was being fucking messy. They never said they didn't want to work with her. They were actually trying to get Martell to agree to act like he had some sense and work with Mel so that Mel would be the one responsible for him when it came to the builder's license situation. They didn't want to have to really be responsible for Martell. If Mel was involved, then Mel would have to keep Martell in check in whatever capacity since he's the person that does not have the licensing. And he's the more volatile personality, right? Mel is supposed to be there to keep him in check, okay? And to be the licensing behind him. But he's having a hard time getting along with Mel right now. And Mel has to feel inclined to want to work with him in the first place because anybody that's working with Martell right now is doing him a favor because he does not have the fucking licensing. And he has yet to go and do what he's supposed to do, right? So Mel says, I don't want to work with him because of the way he has dealt with this situation. He is volatile and he doesn't have any integrity, and I do not want to work with him. Martell got upset and said that Mel was neglecting the kids. She said, just like in 2019, when he said, when you started neglecting the kids, when he said that she was neglecting the kids, everybody in the room was like, Martell. Martell knows now that he has failed at his mission to make Mel look like the bad guy once he said that. So he gets up, storms out, goes and gets the kids and leaves. Mel is still talking to them about how they do not need to be trying to do business with him because he cannot handle himself. Maybe in the future, but right now he is not in that space that he can handle himself. It's not there. He calls her. Their daughter Mariah is upset and crying. Why is Mariah upset and crying, you might ask? Well, she was supposed to see her mommy before they left. And Martell came in and rushed everybody out and into the car with his upset energy. I think they might have even heard the back and forth a little bit. They weren't that far down the hallway, so they might have heard loud voices or something. Probably nothing new. And the little girl got upset because it felt like, oh, you're taking me away from mommy, and I was supposed to see mommy, right? That's upsetting. I remember when I was a little girl and my parents were into it, that was the last thing I would want, is for my dad to try to come and take me away from my mom out of anger. That would have made me feel so scared, or just like, no, So she burst into tears, right? He brings her back. She goes into the office to talk to Mel. Mel gets her daughter together. And while they're out there, Marceau is trying to talk to Martel and tells him, this is a lifelong situation with these children. You have got to stop this shit, because in 20 years, they're going to ask you about the way you're handling yourself now. Stop doing this shit. And I really feel like what he was saying is, stop trying to make it seem like Mel is a bad mom. The kids know that your wife, your ex-wife, is not a bad mom. They know their mom is a good mom. So when they understand later on what has happened, and they add that to you trying to make their mom seem like she's the bad person once they find out about your extramarital affair and their new sibling, they're going to fucking hate you, and you know that. So instead of acting accordingly and trying to fix this shit and be better, you're going to continue to handle yourself in this volatile, disruptive way because you are out of control. He needs to go to a psychiatrist, not a therapist, not a counselor. He needs to go to a psychiatrist, because I feel like, I'm not a doctor, but I feel like Martel is one of those people that has probably been ignoring a diagnosis for years, and somebody needs to get him on some type of medication so that he can be more balanced in his mental and his emotional. Okay? Just saying. So y'all, after that, Maurice and Marceau go to play tennis, right? But I'm going to stop right here. And I'm going to leave this recording, and I'm going to take it on to the rest of the recording for Love and Marriage Huntsville. So everybody else, thank y'all so much for watching. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for the playback people. Appreciate you. All my members and my Patreons. I will see you over there in our exclusive live. Peace out.